to the Hope to Hope conference. This is Kim White with the My Sexy Business team, and I am honored to have the famous Kristi Bridges
Hello.
with me today as my co-host. She is amazing sauce, and it has been fun just having a slumber party. we get ourselves into all kinds of trouble. We have Miss Coni Meyers here with us as well, and she comes to kind of keep us out of trouble, but she's got her job cut out for her. And now to add to the mix, we have oh my goodness, there's this long list of things I just want to go on and on and on and on and tell you about Aurea, our Array of Hope, Aurea McGarry. She is incredible. She's an Emmy Award winner. She's got an amazing story about not supposed to be able to speak and then wins an Emmy for a talk show. That's right. She has all of these TV programs that she hosts, and she's interviewed everywhere. She's like, I'm kind of like
fangirling.
Yeah, I'm like thinking, oh my goodness, she's actually is talking to us, just a normal princess.
You're crazy.
Hey, princess. So, welcome to the Hope to Hope conference, my sweet friend.
It's my pleasure to be back. You're so sweet for inviting me back again. I was just on a few minutes ago, and it's just my pleasure to serve you both, all three of you.
You're so precious. We have just been talking about so many different things, but I want to rein you in a different direction because I know, being a princess, I have privy information. I get to know some things. And one of the things that I love about you is that you're willing to not only help, and you're very generous in the advice that you give and in the things in between sessions. You were just talking to Kristi about something that could change her entire world. I mean, that's just who you are. But when you were on Hope to Hope a couple times ago, I think, you had talked about don't quit your day job. Mm-hmm. Like, don't step out and be foolish when you're transitioning from a full-time work, full-time career into entrepreneurship and into a business. And I would love to revisit that a little bit for everyone out there that's struggling. We're trying to touch on all the different things that we need hope for. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I think you are such a blessing is you're transparent. Yeah. And you talk about and sparkly
and practical.
You told the story about, your struggle and where you're at now versus, where you came from, but how amazing it is to hear when you're an entrepreneur like all of us are, mm-hmm. and we're struggling with something in our business, or we're struggling with that, getting over that hurdle of when do I quit my job? When do I do this? When do I do that? I just think that you're so full of wisdom. I would love for you to share something about that today, if you will.
No, I love it. Thank you so much, Kim, because that is such a great topic too, because I've been in entrepreneurship full-time, probably 30 years, but I did start being an entrepreneur when I was 11 years old and was a dog walker, so and then I went on to have other jobs. And one thing that I saw through it all, I did direct sales at Mary Kay and One Pink Cadillacs, and that time in my life, really excelling in that industry, taught me a lot about what people do when they're excited and they sing a dream and saying, I want to win this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to make all this money and I'm going to be number one. And that's all great. And we want to dream. But I learned during those, 15, 20 years of really making it happen and seeing other people not make it happen. Before the short answer, before you let go of one branch, make sure you've got a firm handle on the other branch, that it's not just a dream and a wish and I hope and I'm gonna. That's all great. You need to have your wishes and your dreams and your hopes, of course. But when you're talking about your finances and financial stability, it's easy to just say, oh, well, my job's getting my way. I really just want to give it all to my dreams. And I can't concentrate anymore on my day job. I like it, but I just need to push that aside and just go for it all. There's a time for that. If you really see the financial structure in what your dream is, whether you're starting your own business, whether you're in direct sales, whether you're an author, speaker, whatever it is, you really need to make that a financial decision and not a dream decision. Like, I know if I have more time, I can make this better. Yes, but is it making you any money yet? So if you see the cash flow coming in from your dream job, your entrepreneurship, and you know all it will take is more time devoted to make more money, then that's great. But if it's not making any money yet, you don't have the structure, and it's just, I know it's going to work, I just have to jump in. Don't quit whatever it is that's bringing in cash flow now. Because what I saw a lot of is when you're working a dream, working something you really want to make happen, and you have no good cash flow coming in, you tend to work in a place of desperation. And mostly anything you're going to do has an element of sales in it. Whether you're a speaker or a chiropractor or a massage therapist, you're selling yourself and you're selling your service, no matter what it is. And if you're doing that out of a place of, I've got to find a client this week, or I can't pay my bills, I need to sell them this, or I need to upsell, it does come out. It comes out in everything we say, our presence. It's just more stress versus I can do this because I love it, and the money I make in that is extra. My bills are already paid, so I can really grow this. And as soon as that's starting to make money, you see it flowing, that's when you can make a more tangible, educated decision. Say, okay, I can let go of this now. This is just a matter of growing this business bigger, but it's not totally brand new with no money coming in, and you're hoping to get sponsors or hoping to get investors. So that's more of a smart financial decision. And we've all done it both ways, So I speak from experience too. Many times I'll just jump in and just say, oh, woohoo, let's do it. And it's like, ooh, that money never did come in. So learn from my old years and wisdom on that. Do have a plan. It really just makes your life easier, and it gives so much less stress in your life, your family, just everything you do. And just have that little bit of patience, but make it a goal. Get a goal poster and get your plans in action. So are you going to start making money in 3 months, 6 months? Is it a 1-year plan, a 5-year plan, whatever it is? Make that a financial plan and work with that. And yes, it can happen even faster. So let God come in and bless it even bigger, but have that plan to be a good steward of your money. Because God does expect us to be good stewards of it. And he says, we'll have what we need. So just make sure you're good stewards of that, and don't do that flippantly. Be excited, but be smart.
Sometimes it seems like things take forever. And when you first start, I know me, I that's why Kim keeps laughing, because she's heard me go, I'm ready. I would just be able to do so much more. You have all these ideas and all this inspiration, because you're excited and you just know it would work. But there are certain things that take time to develop in us, like your ability to sell or your ability to balance expenses and income. And if we're eternal, I like to look at Moses. God used Moses when he was 80 years old to start, leading a bunch of people. So if we know that, then we can be patient enough to make it all the way to the point where we can grab that next branch.
Absolutely. And also remember, not every idea is going to be an income producing idea. Because we were talking about radio and TV, and I'm very glad I did my television show. But when it was my TV show with those 22 episodes, it never was an income producing idea. God had a different plan for it. That's how I won my Emmy. That's how I met all the people I met. It was definitely a road to success, but not in the financial way it was for that year. So thank God I was full-time doing my sales, full-time doing something else as well as that. It did change my life. But you have to know, just because you can do something, should you do it? We only have so many hours in a day. And if the Chinese proverbs is so true. If you chase many rabbits, you catch none. If you chase one, you'll catch it every time. So you need to put on your plan, what is your income producing rabbit? Make sure that's firmly in place. Mm-hmm. So if it's like a radio show, or if it's writing a book or something like that, know that that's not instant money, if ever. That could be money that will pay you in a way of people will now pay you to be a speaker, pay you to be a guest on their show. But actually sales off a book is not a good income. But what you can do with that can very well be. So just have that structure. And just because you can do something doesn't mean it needs to go on your plate right now, because you get too scattered, then what really can make you money, which buys you choices, gives you money to invest in other things you want to do, gets a little more tattered. So focus on your income producing cash cow. It could be one or more than one. That's fine. Then you can start having fun with radio, having fun with writing your books, and I'm speaking to whoever's, listening. Even if you are a doctor, a lawyer, everybody, should write a book because that's your expertise. But that's not something you want to stop doing your day job or your money income producing to do that, because that's a long-term income producing activity, if you know what I mean. It builds you credibility more than bringing you cash right now. So if that helps. So just don't, and I know I'm that type of personality too. We can do so much and we love to do so much. We want to help every nonprofit and help everybody, and we can jump into a whole lot. Then all of a sudden you start disappointing people because there's just not enough time in the day. So no is still a good answer sometimes. That'll help more than if you said yes and then couldn't fulfill the promise or do as good a job as you can. So be very strategic in what you say yes to on your plate and what you say no, and what you say not right now. Revisit me 6 months from now. I'm on a very clear path right now to this purpose, but please revisit me in 6 months because I really would like to be a part of what you're doing and help you. But right now I've got to stay focused on something that's on my plate that needs all of my attention.
I think that is a great series of advice. Yes. And every time we say yes to something, we are actually saying no to something else, even if we don't realize it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we are saying no to the very thing that God provided for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get flighty. I actually have a term that everybody laughs at all my princess terms, but I'm going to add the money producing rabbit. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I'm going to income producing rabbit. I'm going
to have my vocabulary words. But butterfly syndrome.
Oh yeah,
is a very real thing. People laugh at me for calling it that, but the truth is when you get flighty and you fly over here and you fly over there and you fly, and you do all these different things, you really stop doing anything well. And you stop doing the thing that you do need the cash flow. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a key. I mean, I'm as flighty as they come when it comes to shiny and sparkly. And, I can catch butterfly syndrome quickly. So I actually have to guard who I'm around.
Mm-hmm.
I think a key too is whoever you're around, you want to make sure they're not taking you on a butterfly trip.
Yeah.
Because it's important. And when you had said that before, because I've heard bits of this from you before, I was so in awe of you because everyone thinks that if you were on TV, that's the thing that made you just millions of dollars. But it's totally not true.
Mm-mm.
And we are enamored with the media.
Yes.
Like we're enamored with, we think that all millionaires live like on big yachts and throw money out the window. And I mean, it's just, we have such a wrong picture of what real life looks like.
Oh, yeah. When you look at the media and the news, I mean, I know a lot of the newscasters stuff. That is a very hard job. And you're thinking of people that work like the cast of Friends and the cast of all these big ones that are getting paid $750,000 an episode. That's Hollywood mainstream sitcom or primetime TV, Shonda Rhimes and all that. That's great. There's a place for that. But when you're talking about media and newscasters and documentaries and the really good substance that people self-produce and it's great, or the Indie Film Festival. These are people that have their heart and soul and money all invested in telling good stories and making a difference. We're not the ones that are making the $750,000 a show. Are we making a living? Now we are, because once you win awards, just like we were talking before about beauty pageants, once you win that award that you had to pay for to win the award, now the door's open. But, it's a road, and you have to make sure you want to be on that particular road, because it's not for the faint of heart, and you better have a good, clear purpose. And then God can surprise you with other things, because the Emmy was not my purpose. My purpose was to tell good stories. And just when we had run out of funding for it, Wes Sargentson came up and said, I have a story for you to tell. I'm like, well, that's great, because I have no more money to spend. And I was like, good, I'm glad you do. But that was my Emmy-winning episode that I almost didn't even do. But God clearly said, you will do this one. So I found the investment that I need to do that one, should I say last one, and I had no idea what doors and what that was going to open for me. So you have to be open to be flexible, but do have a clear path. And my whole background is TV and media, so I knew I was called to use my gift of being from New York City and in talent and in theater and in TV and all that training. And now I got a chance to use all that training for a good cause. I was like, yes, Lord, please, I will, because I love it. So whatever it is that you love to do, whoever's watching this now, whether live or in a rerun later, whatever it is you're passionate to do, yes, go do it. Invest in it. You're going to have to spend money for it. We were talking before about a radio show. Yes, invest in it. Don't do the cheapest one. Don't go the cheapest route. Get it done. Get out there. Hang on to other people who have audiences. Hitch your wagon to a star and make it happen, because then God can open doors. We always say, God will provide, but you can't sit home and just eat bonbons on the couch. Say, okay, Lord, you said you'd provide. Go for it. Come on, feed me. He's giving you talents. Go use them and be brave. Because a lot of times you're not really sure what it might lead to. But if you have that gut feeling, like we were talking about before, you either know God's telling you to do it, or something in you saying, I have to give this a whirl, then do it. Don't gamble recklessly and use all your money to do it, and you really have no idea where it's going to lead. Be strategic and dip your toe when you need to. And I always pray, Lord, if this road that I'm about to embark in is where I need to be, open the door. Let the waters part. Let me walk through it. If not, close it, shut it, slam it. Don't let me walk through something where I'm not supposed to be. And I've had the door slammed many times. And I know, okay, nothing's happening here. This isn't working. It's not opening. But when I went down that road of starting a TV show, and both my husband and I, he was a stunt man and I was an actress. So we had the in front of the camera expertise. But I said, have you ever produced a show? He's like, no. Have you? Nope. Okay, let's put on a show. Why not? Sounds good to me. But we just felt that there was a calling. God wanted us to tell good stories. How hard could it be? But we both had the expertise to, okay, we can do this. And the doors just opened. The cameraman opened. The location opened. The guests started coming. It was like that part just started blossoming. And we knew we were in the right place. And we just kept doing and doing, because it didn't come to an end for that full year. It just flowed. So you're in God's grace. You'll know. And you'll know when you're not.
Yes. Well, this conference is actually kind of funny that you say that, because this conference has actually been 17 years in the making. Like, it didn't start when I first knew it was going to. It took 15 years from the time that I first knew that this was supposed to be. The technology wasn't even here yet.
That's true.
To be able to do what
still kind of iffy sometimes.
Only when there's a princess involved.
Which goes to show you cannot wait till all the lights are green to start something. A lot of times you don't have all the tools you need. You just know you need to start, and the tools come. It's like the teacher appears when the student's ready. So you sometimes just have to start putting one foot in front of the other, and the tools start to appear. And technology will catch up with us.
We have. Well, I think that you do so many amazing things, but I would like to give a shout out for tonight. You're doing a show on, I think, is it not the one that's on domestic violence and the?
It is. It's called Success Talk Live with me, Aurea McGarry, and I do it on Facebook and on my Aurea McGarry Productions page, but I stream it live to my wall and to my Twitter, my LinkedIn. But it's all about, once a week, I interview people that are successful at something. They're very successful, whether they're a nonprofit founder or a business person, but they have to have reached a level of success where they can share some secret sauce to success to my viewers. Because I believe if you earn more, you can live more and you can give more. So, and that's what my Live Your Legacy Summit in the fall is all about, helping people, be able to earn more money, overcome whatever obstacles that are keeping them from being the best they can be in their industry, and then helping them introduce them to good people they can give back to. So a lot of people don't have a favorite charity or favorite cause. They're just really not sure about anyone that's legit. So I introduce them to great people that are giving back, that are legitimate. So if they can make more money, they'll have more to give back. Or sometimes they just give elbow grease. So on Wednesday nights, either 7:30 or 8 o'clock, depending on the guest I have on, I do Success Talk Live. It is live, and you can ask questions. And tonight is Tamika Lowry, who is a domestic violence survivor, author, speaker, empowerment coach. She was just on the Capitol building here in Atlanta about equal rights for victims, and it just passed. So lots of good stuff tonight about how to make your dream come true if you have a passion and a goal. She's going to talk about some of the obstacles, and she was almost killed by her ex-husband who tried to strangle her. And she is a living, breathing, wonderful, wonderful woman who's just powerful in helping other people be powerful in their own passion, what they want to achieve. Because life can be short, but it can be amazing. So hanging on with the right people. So tonight at 7:30 on my Facebook page. But I know we're coming back here first to answer some questions tonight on your show. So there's time in our time slot for all of that. Which brings me back to, I was going to tell Kristi, time management is key. When you do your plan book, if you have good time management and you allot time for different projects in your life, you can get more done than you ever thought to.
It takes a little while to realize how much you can juggle, how much you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
And a little patience with yourself too. But yeah, you're right.
But have time for yourself, and I'm preaching to my choir because it's easy to preach it. Have time for yourself. Do I? No. But do take time to recharge yourself, family time. So on that plan book, make sure there's family time, spiritual time, fitness time and all that. And yeah, we'll be out of balance many times when you have a big goal in your business. You're not as balanced in, your exercise time or whatever. That's okay as long as it's only for a short time. It's not the next 20 years. You don't give time to your health and your spiritual and your family, but you can do short spurts is okay. Because we're not perfect.
There's also the give back that needs to start early. Like you said, if you make more money, you can live more and give more.
Yeah.
Some people wait until that day comes to give, and it doesn't come.
If you don't give when you have a little, you won't give when you have a lot.
That's right.
It's easier to give $1 than it is to give $100,000.
That's right.
Remember the widows might.
That's really good. Like, that's really good because that's the Hope to Hope conference. I want to say this out loud again because it's so important to me. There is no cost to attending the conference. It's all online. We don't charge the speakers. A lot of times speakers are charged money to go and speak, which I think is crazy.
Right, and that's kind of backwards.
There's nothing that we don't try to sell anything or anything like that on this conference, and it's really our give back. I mean, it really is a way to
because you're monetizing something else in your life. Say
yes.
you have to feed your family too. So this is your give back portion, which also builds your fan base and your visibility, which does in turn go back to whatever it is that you do make a living on. So it does cross promote what you're doing, but we do have to give back. People don't know they want to work with you or buy whatever services you're offering until they know, like, and trust you. So this is a great way for people to get to know, like, and trust you. So we have to be able to do that. And also when it comes to giving back, I've always told people you can give of time, you can clean out your closet. There's more than just cash money that you can give while you might think you don't have cash money. But even 10 cents out of $1, which is what God tells us to do, the 10% can be a big deal, big difference to somebody. We may think people need $1,000, but many people could use just $1 out of your $10. Makes a difference.
You're such an incredible giver, though. You give to so many nonprofits, and you give to so many causes. And do you have one? Do you have one that's your favorite?
Don't ask me that. That's like asking me my favorite child. Oh my gosh. I love them all. I want to save the world. I want $1 million so I can give it all away. It's just, I've yet to meet any that just aren't just so fun, amazing. But I do tend to gear more towards nonprofits that help women, single moms, children. I love children. I love animals. Children and animals are voiceless, so we must protect animals and children. And I love our vets. So I have a really soft spot for women, children, animals, and our vets. Although I love all nonprofits that are helping, cure cancers, cure diseases, help caregivers. Now that my mother-in-law has passed away from Alzheimer's, I really have a calling to help the caregivers, because that's a disease that is harder on the caregivers than the actual patient at times, because it's a very heartbreaking thing to go through for the caregiver. Unlike when we have cancer and I went through chemo, I was the one hurting. People around me were helping me, but I was the one in a lot of pain. Alzheimer's, when your loved one is forgetting who you are and you see them mentally go down, that's really devastating, as far as you need to alter your lifestyle, alter how you deal with people in that situation. So I'd like to find a good nonprofit that helps support caregivers mentally, emotionally, even financially to go through that. So I'm open to helping lots and lots of good people, but those 4 categories tend to be, really special to me. But come to me if you're a nonprofit, because I love you all. And it's not always about me writing a check too. I have that voice. I promise God I use my voice. So if I can shout them out, if I can help them, if I can, be their speaker, that's when I'll do my gratis stuff. So there's a lot more to all of us that we can give of our talents. It's not all about writing a check. Yes, they need that, but I'm an auctioneer for nonprofits. So if I can't write the $1 million check, I can go be their auctioneer, help them do fundraisers so they can get $1 million coming in, or 100,000 or 2,000, whatever it is. So I can help them do that, as well as it's not always us writing the check. So don't be afraid of not helping nonprofits because you don't have the big money to spend. You've got something that they need, even if it's intellectual knowledge. Whether you're great on social media, you can help them with that. That's a big deal. You get their website in front of more people that can donate to them. So whatever it is you have, you can give your talents free. And you can write that off too, because talk to your accountant about when you donate your services. It's not always about donating product and intangible things. Sometimes it's donating your services, your intellectual knowledge that does have a write-off. If that helps you at all, think about giving more. Do that.
You're so brilliant, because you're
just old. There's a difference. Just old.
Here's the thing, though. You give everybody opportunity to do the things that we all do. I mean, that we all need to be doing. We give. We're generous, but we sometimes can't be in that spot of writing $1 million check.
Yeah, or even $100 check or $1,000 check. That hurts a lot of families. But you've got talents. Your kids have talents. Your kids can go, help garden at the center, or help read stories to children with cancer. There's so much our kids can do. They can, write thank you notes for a nonprofit. There's tons of stuff. Ask nonprofits, what can we do to help?
Yes.
And they can fundraise like nobody's business, because I saw those Girl Scouts raising money for the Girl Scouts so they can sell some cookies. So put those kids to work selling cookies for your favorite nonprofit.
I love it.
People will buy from a 6-year-old, I promise you.
Oh my goodness, I'm not even going there.
Dress them up real cute. Lisa, can I have some more? It's all for a good cause.
You're so funny. That's what we do, is we try to dress real cute so people will watch. I don't think at 51 it's quite as cute as a 6-year-old, but
We need some puppies. Let's get some puppies.
Okay, this is totally not Hope to Hope related, but I have to tell you a quick puppy story.
Yes.
I just saw the movie Marmaduke.
You what?
I just saw the movie Marmaduke for the first time.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness! All I've been telling my husband is I need a puppy for like months, and we travel all the time, so having a puppy is not a good choice right now. I'll just
actually not a Great Dane.
Well, yeah. I told him after we watched that movie, I said, I need a Marmaduke puppy. I don't want a regular puppy. I want a Marmaduke puppy. And so he goes on and he's like, trying to talk me out of this puppy fetish that I have. And so I tell him, okay, but I need a Marmaduke and a Marmadaisy because I need puppies.
It's going to be an oops-a-daisy in a minute.
I am pathetic. I'm just going to have to own this, but I live vicariously through everybody that has puppies because, Tracy Randall, her little Daisy Scout. Oh my goodness. I just can't wait to come to Atlanta just to kiss that dog. I want a puppy so bad. So
everybody should have a puppy. I'm pro puppy. I've got 2 of them, and a cat, and a chinchilla, and 2 sugar gliders, and a horse. So you live longer when you have animals. But I tell you, when I go out of town with the family, it's a major world tour to put them all where they need to go. Because not one person watches them all. It's like, you get this one, and you get that one. Here, you take them. It's like the Exodus. I feel like Moses. Everybody, let's go.
I volunteered to puppy sit because I'm telling you, I am pathetic.
That's awesome. That's a good thing.
Listening to the Hope to Hope conference that needs a good puppy sitter. I'm good with, like, petting puppies. I don't know about anything else, but I can pet them for hours.
Sure, that's all I need. A little food now and then, a little walk, you're good to go.
Well, one of the things that I definitely want to encourage everybody on this conference to know is that you can go through some really bad things and still have a really good time. That's right. Like, we are fun. We really are fun.
Crazy fun. Whatever you want to call it.
If anybody needs to know if we're fun, just ask us. We'll tell them.
Listen to us.
Yeah, listen to us. Be silly. But sometimes laughter is what we need. Like, sometimes it's a thing of we get too serious about life, and we get too serious. We get too isolated, and we get too caught up in the bad things that are going on. And I appreciate you, because we can talk about the horrible things. I mean, we've talked about some pretty horrible things that have happened to all of us already this morning, but to come to the other side of that and be able to laugh, and
laughter's medicine.
It really is. It really is.
That's why we need each other. It's hard to just laugh when we're alone, unless I look in the mirror. I can have a really good laugh. But we need to talk to each other. We need to light each other up. And the Bible talks about when one is down, the other will be up. We're not meant to go through this world alone. We're meant to be paired up and in groups and to uplift each other. It's really important, because how are you going to have a good laugh unless somebody, is there to make the load lighter? There's a time to cry, but then there's a time to be able to take that breath and laugh again, for sure.
So what would you tell, someone who's listening that they're in a rough spot and they have isolated themselves, because we tend to do that when something's going on, and they want to get past that, but they are struggling with how. What would you tell them how to come from that place to where we're all being silly and laughing? Like, how can they transition?
Now is so much easier than it was back in the 90s when, I was going through the death of my mom and my divorce with domestic violence, even cancer. Even if you're totally by yourself and isolated, like when I was about to contemplate leaving a domestic violence situation, if it wasn't for knowing my mom calling me long distance from New York City, and I lived in Florida, to kind of help me through. I saw this TV show, she said. I saw there was this place you could run, that type of stuff. It was just little spotty information. Nowadays, we have the internet. So if you're sitting there alone and you're going through whatever it is, I promise you, somebody else has gone through it too. There is no new tragedy in the world. There's no new sin. There's no new anything somebody could have done to you. There's no new hurt. And I almost can guarantee you there's a nonprofit or somebody that you can find locally that has a help center for you, that has been through what you've been through. Because a lot of times we'll stay alone because we think my friends won't understand. They haven't been through what I've been through. They don't know the pain I'm in, because it could be very specific pain or very specific hurt. And you do need somebody that has been there and done that specific thing, and you need to talk to them. So I encourage you to reach out to the internet to find a nonprofit that deals with that situation, that helps people, and make an anonymous call if you have to. You don't have to jump in and meet these people and be their best friends, but how about reading their newsletter? How about, getting to read things that are positive in that situation you're in? maybe it will give you some light. Maybe we'll be able to smile at that point, but you might need a consultation. You might need a phone call, but just start reaching out, because like we were saying earlier, Kim, if it's a loss of a child, somebody else has been through that. If it's domestic violence, somebody else has been through that. If it's, as horrific, or it just might be a loss of a friend, or you might be feeling fat or ugly or horrible. I mean, I've felt all of those, just anything you can possibly feel, somebody else have felt it. And there's somebody that's going to reach back and help you. And with the Google now, the internet, there's no reason why we can't find them. Before we couldn't. It was really hard. But now you can find them anywhere, and they don't have to be in your city. You could find somebody that's on a different side of the world that helps you. Who knows who it'll be? So reach out, because together we can do so much. We really can. And just take a baby step. Take a baby step. Before you know it, you'll be talking to your friends again and making new friends.
Yeah. It takes a village too.
Mm-hmm.
When we're going through a hard time, if we open up, we think that we should just open up to one person, and then we'll give them this onslaught of burden until they run away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we feel like, there's no reason to open up anymore, and we just should stay stuck. But if we give doses out to our different friends, and then find other people, like you said, that have been through the same thing, and don't just put all of our burden on one person, then actually create, like we have now, a whole network of people who lift us up.
That brings another really good point, because let's just say your sadness comes from financial. Well, you're not going to go to, maybe your pastor or to your neighbor for that. Find somebody who is financially savvy, somebody you love and respect, or just respect. You don't have to know them. It could be a financial planner. It could be somebody that that has wealth. It could be a neighbor that is just doing really well and has that good business sense. That's somebody you want to talk to. And I know SCORE, I think it's score.org, has those mentors that you can look for mentors for free. I believe it's score.org. Look it up, Google it. And these people that have long retired from real estate, doctors, finances, any occupation you can think of, the people that they've retired, and for free, they give back of their knowledge. So let's say you can't pay your bills and you're in a financial detriment. It's causing you stress and you don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want your friends and neighbors to even know you're in it. Find a mentor that can help solve a financial problem. If it's spiritual, then that's the time you want to go to your pastor. You're not going to go to somebody who has more problems than you do. So always seek up for advice in that category in the industry that you need the advice in. So like you're saying, it's not the same person. There's no one perfect person that has all the answers except for God, but he gives us the right people that can verbalize that to us. So if it's fitness, if you're feeling overweight and unhealthy and no energy, you're going to find the most energetic, physically fit person that may do that for a living and say, hey, can I talk to you? Can I have a free consultation? You look great. You feel great. I know you came from this. Now you're here. I need some motivation. I need some tips, even if it's just that. So find somebody who has what you are looking for in that category and reach out to them. And I guarantee you, almost everybody in any industry, I don't care how expensive they usually are, will give free advice for somebody who calls, says, can I just have a moment? You're not saying to pick their brain and have all their stuff for free. Can I have a moment? Text them, message them. Social media is great. Twitter them, whatever you got to do. Can I have a moment? Can I have one tip? And that's why I do my secrets to success too, because that just might be the secret tip somebody needs to say, you know what? It's time. I need to get on the road to my finances, my health, my spiritual, whatever it is. Or you might have a teenager that's gone rogue. What's new, right? They all go rogue at one point. But you find that mom that's had that, been there, done that. Now their kid is curing cancer. Okay, what did you do during that time? Because I promise you, everybody that's successful has had bad times and rough patches. We just don't pop out, being born and we just have success. Everybody goes through stuff. So find the right person to give you the right advice in the right category that you need it in.
I think that's the hard thing when you're going through something to remember is that someone's been there before us, and that all the people looking around, like when you look around and you're feeling sorry for yourself, because that's where we get sometimes. You look around and everybody else has got their stuff together. And it's not true. Like we all have, even if we have our stuff together in one arena, we don't have our stuff together in another arena because we need each other. I always laugh and say that, well, all of these girls say that, it takes a village to raise a princess. Because at 51, I still get lost everywhere I go.
Well, you're a princess. You're not perfect. Everybody, that's the beauty of it. You're a princess because you're not perfect. Even Queen's not perfect. You're perfect at being you, which is so perfect. And your funness and your not being perfect makes you perfect. So enjoy all that fun stuff. But if somebody's really hurting and they really need a solution to something, that's when they're going to go to people they know that has that solution. Exactly. So, we can be fun and laugh at things and be scattered and I lose stuff and all that. That has nothing to do with our success. That's what makes us all just wonderful, right? Some people more organized, great, be organized, go do that. But if I need to be more organized because I need to achieve more, then I need to talk to somebody who does have organizational skills by birth. That's their thing. They're good at it. My accountant loves numbers. God bless her. She is amazing with numbers. I rather die than do numbers and do taxes. I never will. Why would I bother myself trying to be okay at that and probably go to jail because I would not do it right? I'm going to grab the person who loves it, and I see she loves it, and she's amazing at it. Here, good. That's worth my money. Say, here, you go do this because you love it. But if somebody wants somebody to be on the stage and be in their MC, why take somebody who's nervous wreck, who doesn't like to be in front of the audience to try to make them do that instead of saying, hey, Aurea, could you do this? Yep, I'm there all day long. Happy to do it. And everybody comes out more successful when you tap into everybody's success.
Yes. And take the advice that you ask for. Sometimes
good one.
We go to someone, we get advice, and everything they say to us, we've tried before. But it's not necessarily that the advice didn't work. It's that I wasn't in the right place to use it. And so we need to be that humble person that goes, oh, this sounds like something I've done before, but I will try it again because I asked.
Right,
and
exactly.
Being a time waster, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to kind of shift gears for a second.
Yeah.
But being a time waster of someone who you look up to and you don't intend to take their advice and you don't really want to, you're looking for a hand out instead of something.
A hand up.
Right.
Instead of a hand up. I love that. Then please don't call us. I don't know how to be nice about that, but it's true because because there's too many people that need help and are really willing to implement and do the things that we do teach. Like we all teach something different. We all have our own flavor. I call it flavor. You may not like my flavor. You may think it's silly to be 51 and be a princess. And, I teach business things and you may not be able to stomach that because of.
And we're not for everybody. Yeah.
But I love the fact that even if you don't like me, I probably know somebody you would love.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And so that's important to if you're looking to hook up for an answer or find a way to change something in your life, find your flavor of person and don't waste their time.
Yeah. Many times I've told people too, I said, I'm not the right coach for you, but I know somebody who is. Like if their problem is really more financial and they need more of that business structure, I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, I got you. No, because I want them to have the best in that industry. If it's my cup of tea, if it's media, if it's, being a speaker, whatever it is, making your dreams come true, having obstacles. Yeah, good. I'm that person. But I'm the first to tell them, somebody else that might be better at what they particularly need, which is why we always do free consultations and most coaches will. But also like what you said, Kristi, if you come to somebody with a specific question, don't come to them with, I need help. Okay, what kind of help do you need? So, it could make it a specific question. I love your advice because I've been traveling this road for 5 years now and I'm not making money. And I think it's because, Do you have a tip or one piece of advice you could give me on this? So you're coming with something very specific. Also, don't come to a professional without already knowing what they have to offer for free. Because usually on their website, they have a newsletter, which you should have already dug into. Because a lot of times it's kind of like, look at the FAQ page. Frequently asked questions. Your question's probably not new. They've probably been asked it before. The answer might already be on their website or in their newsletter. Then if you see on there, they have a free consultation. That's when you say, I really loved your article about such and such. That is where I am. This is where I'm coming from. And I would love a a consultation on that topic. I really loved your insight about such and such. Kind of think of it like going to the doctor. You know, the doctor's got a good reputation. You know, he helped your friend out with whatever. You've got a similar situation. Can you come in and have your examination because you're having this pain? So this is your pain. But know who they are, because it helps when you come to them and say, you know, I know your reputation. I know where you come from. I love your TV show. I love your newsletter, or I loved your book. I read your book. Because that's the first thing you want to do before you go to a professional. Say, you know, I don't know anything about you, but can you help me? You know, read what they've already given to you. They've already spent time and effort putting their knowledge maybe into a book or a conference or an event. Go to that first, and then you can tap into some more. But you might find your answer in something they've already put out there for you.
Most of the answers that we give like daily are things that we answer over and over, and they are free that we give away. And so I so agree with you that if you come to me and you haven't looked at anything that we've done, then you are not, I mean, you're kind of using us.
Tell me to go to the website. Say, well, first go to my website. Tell me what it is about me that you most need more of, so then we can talk about that. Because a lot of us do a lot of different things and cover a lot of different ground. So that's the first place I would send and say, you know, look at my website. Or when people want me, like now we're getting more into my Legacy Summit season that comes up at the fall. I say, well, you know, first step is come to my summit. Because for the next, 5 months, I'm pouring myself into making that an amazing event. Come to that. Because I promise you, you'll get good stuff from that. You'll get knowledge. You'll get, you'll meet great people. You'll meet the people that I know that you probably need to meet anyway. So it's a personal introduction right there in one spot. Then after that, if there's more that you need, that's when I will have those consultations and say, okay, but they'll know a lot more about what it is they're missing, or a lot more about what it is that they need in their life. A lot of them come up to me and say, oh my gosh, this person was just the person I need to meet. I'm so glad I came. I found my answer. I found the person that can take me to the next level. Great, because it's not about me. It's about me introducing you to all these cool people that do all sorts of these neat things to help our world and help entrepreneurs and help nonprofits and hopefully solve your problems and relieve your pain. So that's why we do it year after year.
And, that's the thing. We're not being hateful when we say to go in and check that stuff out. We're trying to be a blessing. Like, we're trying to make sure that we can connect you to the right people and connect you to that's what I think.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, I think a princess is for connections. Like, I think that's what one of my biggest jobs, we'll call it a job, is to make connections, because I meet so many amazing people that need to know so many other amazing people, and when you can connect people, I don't know, I think that Gary Foote in the last Hope to Hope conference used this quote or whatever. I don't even know who it's from, but when the water rises, all the boats rise.
All the boats rise. Yes, I love that quote.
I had never heard that. I don't get.
Oh, yeah.
I love that, because that's what I think is, if we all are working together and we're all doing something a little different.
Right. Well, it's not competition. It's collaboration that makes everybody successful.
Exactly. And collaboration is the key. Like, if you are collaborating because you want to learn something to do something really awesome with your life, I'll collaborate with that. And
nobody's you. We're all individual. Nobody can be you. You might have the same service, the same exact product. Like when I was in direct sales, we're all selling the exact same thing, but we all did it with our own special sauce, which is who we are. Some are shyer, some are more outgoing. I would turn off people if they don't want an outgoing sales consultant. Other people were shy, would get those. And those who were slower moving wanted somebody faster moving, got to the point faster. There I'd be. So it's not that, there's room at the top for everybody, because everybody needs a different person to give you what you need.
Yes.
So it's not competition. Did you kill your co-host? Where'd she go? She's dying over there.
She was having trouble coughing, so she stepped away.
Oh my gosh, but I hope she's okay.
Yo, we're okay with it.
Okay. We miss you.
The funny thing is, okay, this is like Princess.
There you are. Hi.
But we have to miss you.
You were missed.
We have to confess. Kristi is not the tallest person I know.
Probably not either. It's okay.
And so she's actually having to sit like on a pile of pillows, because she has to, like, we didn't have any different chairs in in the place that we're doing this. And so I laugh so hard because every time she comes back to get back in her chair, it's like a little kid crawling up into us.
That's right. You'll be happy to know the people on TV are very short. It's okay. Little tiny travel size people.
I love it. At 5'5.5", I feel like I am Amazon woman with her.
Oh no. She's TV size because everyone on TV is like, okay.
I'm playing the Princess and the Pea today.
That's so funny.
See, we couldn't tell. That's the beauty of TV magic. Everybody's at the same level.
Well, thank you so much for taking so much time with us today. You blessed me so much, especially on today. Today's, an important day to me and remembering my son. And I just am honored that you were willing to come on today and spend so much time because you did more than what I think you were expecting to do.
I love it. Anytime I can help women and children and the memory of your son, you had me at that. So I'm happy to. Anything I can do. And I'm so glad y'all are coming to the summit. We're going to actually meet in person. So we're going to have a good time. And my friends are your friends and vice versa. Let's just keep the collaboration going. Post on my wall anytime and keep me in the loop on social media. And I will continue to follow you all day long and like and share and all that good stuff because there's more good stories to be told the rest of the day at your wonderful conference for sure.
Thank you.
Well, we love you and we thank you for your time. And if you're listening to the Hope to Hope conference, we will be back at noon. We will be with Rhonda Green.
Awesome.
She is coming on. She is actually an aerospace engineer, and I call her the queen of Toastmasters.
Nice. I want to meet her.
She
cool.
has awesome.
Something I'm not. I'm not a space aerodynamic anything. So, woo.
But we like her because she can do that.
I love it. I can't wait to be tuning in. And will this be, we can keep going back to this on your Facebook, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It'll be on the same page.
Great. Well, we'll tag each other. I'll tag my Facebook, Aurea McGarry, on there for you. And I want to meet everybody that you interview today because I will friend them and fan them and like them. And I know what goes around comes around. So I'll support everybody on here today as well.
You're so amazing.
My pleasure.
You. Well, we'll see everybody back at noon. This is Kim White with the My Sexy Business team
and Kristi Bridges.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.